you go. Yes, finally.
There we go.
Yes. Finally, we got
Okay,
this working.
what would show business be without a little technical difficulty?
Right. Got it.
Right?
Anyway, so how are you tonight?
I'm good. I'm so sorry that I had a little trouble getting logged on.
Yeah, it happens. It happens all the time. Like those kind of issues here and there. I mean, technology, right? I mean, it's fine.
Right.
Now,
Right.
Now, Alicia, before we start, I need to give you an epic welcome to the show. So, here we go.
Yay! To be on with Chat with Dan.
There you go. Yes. So, thank you
Thank
so
you
much
for having me.
Yeah, thank you so much. So, let's get this started. So, now, starting with the whole interview here, tell me how it all started. I mean, your passion for voice acting and acting, was it something you always wanted or how it happened?
Yeah, I always wanted to be an actress, starting at a little age, little kid. And I think I thought it was kind of a pipe dream a little bit, but I have two kind of cute stories about voice acting and how it kind of came to fruition or some foreshadowing, if you will. My parents always, when we would travel and in the car, like going on road trips or whatnot, they listened to audiobooks. Okay. So my brother and I would sit in the back seat, and this is at the time when you had Game Boys, and we'd sit in the back, and I remember we would listen to audiobooks, and they would be listening to like John Grisham novels. And I thought, and I had just learned like what an abridgment meant, and I was thinking, does this guy have to read the whole book? What happens if he has to go to the bathroom? What if he sneezes? What if he doesn't know what a word is? Like, how does he do this? And so I find it funny that later in life I ended up doing that as a job. And then my other thing was my dad brought home a computer game. It was a game, and it was learn how to animate. And I thought, oh my gosh, we are going to put a cartoon together. I'm going to be all the voices. I'm going to send this off to Walt Disney. He's going to choose me to be the next, whatever voice in whatever movie. And so I wrote him a letter. The software was too hard to use. Obviously, it was super rudimentary at the time. So I never made this cartoon, never voiced it. Yeah. But, a little foreshadowing to what I did. But to answer your question of how it really started, I wanted to pursue acting. And I was taking some acting classes at the time, and this was years ago. And my aunt and my cousin were making fun of me one day, just kind of, I was probably being goofy or making weird Alicia sound effects. And she was like, you're so goofy and weird. You are a cartoon. You need to be doing voiceover work. And the class that I was in at the time, they offered a voiceover workshop. Okay. And so I signed up for this voiceover workshop and took it. And as the teacher let everyone go up and kind of try a little segment. And I'm thinking, okay, I did a pretty good job. I think this went okay. And then at the end, he was like, we have time for one more segment. Let's vote on who did the best, and we'll have them come up and do it. And they voted on me. And so I was like, oh, okay. Cool. And then the guy pulled me aside afterwards. David H. Lawrence, the 17th. That's the teacher that I'm referring to. And he was like, hey, you've got a lot of natural ability. You should get into this. So I did.
How cool is that? And what were some of the challenges you had at first when you started doing voiceover?
I'll tell you, one of my challenges, and you might start to notice this, but I gesticulate a lot. I talk with my hands. And so one of my biggest challenges as a voiceover artist is not hitting my microphone, not touching my boom or, things like that. So that's my biggest challenge.
Okay. And how you will usually get ready before doing voiceover?
I think there's a lot of, for singers and voice actors or people that use their voice, there's a lot of no's and don'ts and, drink water, lemon, tea, all that kind of stuff. Don't drink soda, don't drink coffee. I drink coffee and then I do drink water, but yeah, that's about it. I wish I had a better warm-up routine, but that's about it.
That's cool. No, that's good. And what do you usually do after a long day of doing voiceover?
It's funny. I don't know if I would call my work, like a long day of voiceover work. Most of the stuff I do doesn't take me all that long to record. So, but just in my free time, I like to go for hikes or work out or hang with friends. So that's probably what I do at the end of a long day.
Yeah. And what do you think is the key to give an excellent performance doing voiceover?
For the line of work that I do, or the niche that I have fallen into, I would say enunciating and speaking clearly. That would be what gives a good performance.
Yeah. Wow. And what's your goal, like in every performance that you usually do?
To make you feel like I'm talking to you.
Okay.
That's the goal. So whether it's a commercial or an audiobook or whatever the product is that you're selling or whatnot, you want to speak as though you, the audience, I want you, the audience member, to think that I'm talking to you, not just reading my script.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
And
Connect.
Now in 2012, you were in a TV series.
Also, hi, Sarah.
Called The Book of Dallas. Tell me, was that like your first acting gig?
You know, I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. The Book of Dallas is a show or a movie that I'm not in. IMDb made a mistake, and that's.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me! Not again.
Yeah. I was kind of like, I think it was one of the first things on my IMDb, so I just was like, I'm not gonna ask to remove it. I don't have anything on there. And then now, you know, for voiceover work, I don't have a lot of stuff on there anyway. So I was just like, eh.
Okay, but for 2014 and 2016, you were in the movie Strike One and First Strike, right?
Yes. Now that's the same movie. They just re-released it with a different name. And a good family friend, David Meiselman and Lawrence, wrote that movie and directed it. And I play like the assistant DA to, this is, the movie stars Danny Trejo. And it's a young kid that kind of gets caught up in the system and watching how that affects them for getting your first strike with the legal system. And so, you know, I just have a short little part in it, and I kind of come up and tell them that the judge is, you know, down the hall or something like that. But
then in 2020, you were in Feral State, right?
Yes, Feral State is a movie that just came out. I believe you can watch it on Apple TV. And it is, my buddy John Carlo directed it, and Annalyn McCord is the star. And I'm not actually in it. I am a voice actor in it. There's a scene in which I guess it's pivotal for the movie of letting you know that there is a big storm coming, and that's kind of where the movie takes off of what they're doing. And I'm the reporter that's on the radio that they're listening to hear about this storm.
And tell me, like, how was the experience on that project? I mean, what do you like the most about
you know, what was fun, or what I like the most, is I like being able to help out my friends, and this was a passion project for John. And so he you know, got this script together, got actors to be in it, and realistically he was like, I need you to do this part. And I was like, great, I'm game. And he just sent me the little script. I sent him probably 3 takes, since he wanted me to do one that was more of a Southern style. And so hi Jay. And so yeah, I sent that off. It was different than being on a movie where you get to go to set and be there. This was just here in my studio, and I just did a couple lines.
Oh, cool. Now, you have given the voice for many audiobooks, right? So tell me, what do you like the most about doing voiceover for audiobooks?
Yeah, for audiobooks, to be honest with you, that was the first job I ever got. And I don't do them as much anymore. That was a couple of years ago, because they're kind of a little long to do and to make. And not for me, they haven't been super lucrative for the amount of time that I put in for them. But they were fun to do. It was a really good experience for me as a first job, because I really honed my editing skills, as well as kind of learning how to punch and roll record and do things just for such a long period of time, kind of reading through and doing that. So I think it was a good experience, but I don't really do them anymore.
And what has been the audiobook that you enjoyed the most doing?
You know, the audiobook I liked the most was called The Rude Poet Society, and it's a YA novel, a young adult novel. And it was interesting that the author chose me to be the voice of it because the 4 main characters are guys. And I'm obviously a woman, so I thought it was kind of funny that he chose me to narrate the book, but I liked it. It held my interest through the story, and I was excited to see it versus some of the other ones that I did. Not that they were bad, I just, you know, I liked that one the most. Yeah.
And you also do commercial ads. Now tell me how you prepare before doing a voiceover for a commercial.
Again, I wish I had some like grand how I prepared for them. I think what's more interesting is that I don't prepare for them. I actually just open up the email, read the script, and send it off. Barring any coughing, if I cough or skip a line, or for instance, actually this happened. I start reading like in a chipper tone and going through the ad, and then you realize it's like for a rehab center or for a funeral home, and then I'm like, oh, somber. Okay, that's the tone. So sometimes I'm like, oh, I should have read this ahead of time. But then I just stop and restart. Yeah,
cool. And on your website, there's a section called Explainer Videos, and we will see one called Tidy Cats. Now, what did you like the most about doing that project?
Oh my gosh, Tidy Cats was a really fun project.
Yeah,
I did it several years ago, and they still have it running, I think, on stuff. It lives on their website or on their YouTube. It obviously lives on my website as well. I thought I was going to get to be the cat, so I was really excited. Turns out I'm just kind of like my regular voice talking about Tidy Cats, and it was really a campaign they did to be able to show that if you're a new cat owner or an old cat owner, go to their website and they have clips on how to figure out how to litter train your cat, or what to use their litter for, and just kind of tips, tricks, advice, things like that. So it was a cute campaign, and I liked that it was spunky, and the cartoon of the cat is funny.
Wow, that's really awesome. And thanks. Moving to your Instagram page, on your Insta story section, we will see one called Voiceover Weekly. Now tell me, what are some of the best moments you have on those stories?
So my best moments of them, or just what I do with it?
You know, like the ones that you had the most fun with, or the ones that means to you, like the one that like the one that is funniest to you.
Okay, well, I mean, as you pointed out, Voiceover Weekly, I try to do every week here from my studio, and kind of to give people a little glimpse into what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And I think what I've noticed is people seem to respond or like when I mess up, or when I have a blooper, or if it's a funny script. And I, of course, try to find something that's a little funnier. But I would say probably one of the best ones that gets the most response to, and I know someone's watching here that loves this one as well, but is my disclaimer video. So I go through and I did, disclaimers, like they're at the end of a medication, and side effects may include da 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 da. And this one was for, I don't even remember what the medication was for, but it was just like listed off all these horrible things. And one of which was like impotency, or something like that, and I was like, try it at the end, and I think people like that one. So it was funny.
Well, I do enjoy the one that you tried Tabasco.
Okay, so then like you said, I have Voiceover Weekly, and then I have a section that I labeled as Voiceover Fails, which is where I ended up doing my blooper reel. And to be honest with you, that's probably the one that is the most genuinely real of a blooper. The others of them, it's like I knew I was going to mess up, or I might have kind of put that in there. But the Tabasco one, first of all, I'm obsessed with hot sauce. I love hot sauce, and Tabasco is one of those things that I liked. And I was like, oh, okay, this will be a good Voiceover Weekly. I'll hold it up, I'll read the ingredients, and that will be what I do this week. Also, because I get suggestions from whether it's my friends or viewers that are like, oh, do this for Voiceover Weekly. And a lot of times people are like, oh, do a sexy one, do a hot one. So I was like, okay, I'll show you a spicy one, and then I'll do it Tabasco. So I thought it would be so funny to like take a sip of it, drink it, and as I was about to read the rest of the script that I had written for it, I just totally choked and got, peppered down the throat.
And tell me, if you could do the voiceover for any movie or TV show, which one you would choose?
Oh, well, obviously any Disney or Pixar movie would be just dream come true.
Okay.
And realistically, I'm this close to meeting Seth MacFarlane. I mean, maybe not. I'd like to meet him. I want to be best friends with him because all his shows are funny. And if I could just be a character on his show.
Yeah, that would be epic. That would be epic.
Plus, it's a little more adult. There's funny jokes in there, that kind of thing. I like that.
Yeah, that would be epic.
I think so.
Yeah, I really hope. I mean, those who are watching, let's tweet Seth right now and be like, come on, do it.
Yeah, exactly. Let's get Seth on here.
Now, tell me, like, what motivates you every day to keep up just going and going and going?
What motivates me is probably just trying to be the best version of myself that I can be. And that keeps me going. That's what it's been a weird year, 2020, as we all know, and into 2021. And I think there's been a lot of days where you wake up and it's just kind of like, all right, what am I going to do today? There's not much going on or whatnot. And for me, the lucky thing is I do work from home. I already have this setup here. I can be in my pajamas or be in my workout clothes or do whatever I'm doing and then work for a little bit and kind of have the freedom of that. And I love that about my life. But during a weird year of like, where it's like, all right, well, now what? I think what keeps me motivated or keeps me going is just wanting to be better, wanting to strive to be the best version. Yeah,
absolutely. Wow. And if you could describe your career while doing so if you could describe your career while doing a voiceover ad, how would you do it?
Something like, in a world where one girl gets out of bed, has her coffee, then saves the world with just her voice.
There you go.
Or do you mean something more like, for a limited time only, you can catch Alicia on Live with Chat with Dan?
Both
something
of them
like
cool.
that? I don't know.
Yeah, both of them are epic. I mean, I'll stay with both. Both of them are cool. And any advice to any upcoming voiceover actors?
Learn how to read. Because I would say that's something that, like, my eyes deceive me sometimes. I will that's when I mess up, is when my eyes skip over and I read a word or I skip a couple words below. So learn how to read, learn how to enunciate, learn how to, or not learn, but if you already know how to do it, this is a good thing. But being able to, modulate your voice and speak with different tones, kind of doing that. A lot of monotone people, that's, I think,
that would be like,
it's a little boring.
Okay, fair enough.
But yeah.
And any advice to someone who recently started, like following their dreams or started like a new project and stuff?
One foot in front of the other. Keep going. Don't let negative thoughts, people, voices get into your head. I think if you want to do something, really commit to doing it. Set little goals for yourself. Don't let anyone stop you. I think one of the things that I would say that I didn't know about voice acting, and I'm so glad that I was naive enough that I didn't know this, because I was like, I'm pursuing acting, which I know is a lofty goal, or just not always the right timing for people. And I remember I was like, oh, okay, I'm going to be a voice actor while I pursue acting. And I didn't really realize how hard it was to break into and whatnot. And I don't even want to say that out loud because I don't want to discourage anyone else from thinking that. I just did it. I just built myself a little booth and started doing it. And one of the hardest things for me was figuring out how to procure jobs. But I think, like I told you, my audiobooks were the first thing I ever did. And I think that actually gave me a lot of experience, learning to read my script, enunciate, do the things, then edit. And so that was a time-consuming project that actually ended up, being a good thing for me.
Yeah.
So ultimately, keep pursuing your dreams. Want to be able to, at the end of the day, be like, you did it.
There you go. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
I think that maybe most of people will be kind of discouraged because, whenever you want to start doing something, you will need to work and a lot, especially because it's like your baby. You're kind of making it working step by step, But at the end of the day, once you start to see it moving a little bit, then you feel happy about it, and you're like, okay, now let's reach more. As you said, like 1 foot at a time.
Yeah. One
Wow.
foot at a time, and just being positive and believing in yourself. I think that's also one of the best things. Just knowing you can do it and just keep going.
Yeah, absolutely. That's really cool. Wow. Well, first I have to say thank you so much again for being here on the show. It was really awesome. I really wish that we can see more of your awesome projects soon. Hopefully with Seth MacFarlane or with Pixar or like in any amazing franchise or something.
Let's get them out there. Until
Right?
then, we'll have to suffice for VoiceOver Weekly.
Right.
So I need to put a new section on there somehow to interact more of. I like it when my friends usually tell me like, oh, you should do this or here, do this, because it sparks me to do a new. Like for a while I was doing kind of what Disney movie is this or what movie is this from, and I thought that was kind of fun.
Yeah, that was cool actually. I did.
That was my cousin Kylie's idea.
Because while I was trying it, I did miss all of it, but that was a good one. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, keep up.
Well, thanks so much for having me on.
Yeah, and thank
I
you again.
feel honored to be asked.
Thank you again, and I really look forward for more of your awesome projects. Keep up being that amazing person with so much energy, because I think like people like you, it's the one that we need like the most right now, especially with those crazy COVID times. So keep up being that awesome
crazy
person.
COVID times.
And also those who are watching, thank you so much for those who tune in. Those who are listening to this video on the podcast, make sure that you're following her in all of her social media. So what I will suggest is that you could pause this for a while, follow her, leave a bunch of likes here and there, and then come back, definitely. And again, thank you so much. Before I send you off, I need to send you off again in an epic way. So here we go again.
Thank you, Dan.
And again, thank you so much again. Keep having an amazing rest of your evening, and I wish you a great week, and I'll see you on the next one.
You too. All right. Bye.